Hello, boys and girls. I am Mr. D'Annunzio, your health and PE teacher. Today, I'll be doing your last and final lesson for 4th grade health. The lesson will be for February 22nd through February 26th, and I'll be teaching you about nutrition. For this week, I'll be leaving you 2 kidshealth.org articles you're going to read. The first one is about My Plate, and the second one is about nutrition facts labels. All right? For the first article, the only thing I want to review with you is because, the reason I want to review it is because last year you should have learned about it, is My Plate. All right? My Plate is the model of healthy eating in the United States. All right? And the agency that's in charge of nutrition is the USDA, and they created a colorful plate to help people remember to eat a variety of foods and to eat less of some foods and more of others. The plate features 4 sections: vegetables, fruits, grains, and proteins, plus a side of dairy. All right, the big message is that fruits and vegetables take up half the plate, while grains and proteins take up about 1/4 of the plate. I'm gonna slide my thing over so you can see me better. There we go. The divided plate also keeps portion size in check. Super big portions can cause weight gain. That's the understanding of what My Plate is. All right, you're going to read the rest of this article, which will give you a better understanding of the different groups, what foods are in the different groups of My Plate, and it'll help you to understand a little bit more about serving size. The next article has to do with food labels. So for this week, I want you to really explore the different food labels that you have in your house. What's on the back of a food label? How do you read a food label? How many of you go with your parents to the food store and you get to choose different foods there that you'd like to purchase and bring home with you? If you don't, I encourage you to do that, all right? Go to the store, see what different foods are out there, see what ingredients are in the packages on the foods. Usually the food labels are either on the back of the product or the side of the product, all right? And it tells you what ingredients are in it, what you can find in the product, how much of each ingredient is in the product. And it can tell you, by reading a nutrition facts label, you can tell how healthy the product is, how unhealthy the product is, or if it's somewhere in the middle. All right? So I'm just going to read to you a little bit of the information that's on the second article. And the second article says, get your nutrition facts straight. The nutrition food facts label gives you information about which nutrients are in the food, which I just said. Your body needs the right combination of nutrients, such as vitamins, to work properly and grow. The nutrition food facts label is printed somewhere on the outside of the package. Fresh food that doesn't come prepackaged sometimes has nutrition facts too. Most nutrients are measured in grams, also written as G, and some nutrients are measured in milligrams, which is mg. Other information on the label is given in percentages. Food contains fat, proteins, carbohydrates, and fiber. Food also contains vitamins such as A and C and minerals such as calcium and iron. All right, on food labels, they base the percentages on a 2,000 calorie diet. So looking at the label above, for 2 crackers, a grown-up would see they provide less than 1 gram of fiber, only 3% of the person's daily needs. All right, so what this is really saying on the gist, all right, depending on your age, your gender, your activity level, because if you're very active, all right, you should be able to consume more calories than if you're more sedentary. Sedentary means that you are sitting on the couch, you're not doing a lot of physical activity. So if you're up moving around, you're really active, all right, your consumption of calories should be slightly higher than those that are sedentary. All right. Also, if you're younger, all right, I say age is definitely a factor because if you're younger, your body's able to burn off those calories a little bit easier compared to when you get older. All right. So a lot of you who are younger students and younger children are able to burn foods off with just a slight better than people that are older like me. All right. On the Kids Health article labeled, get your nutrition facts labels straight, it says comparing labels. All right, food labels aren't ideal for kids because they aren't calculated based on what adults, they're calculated on what adults need to eat. All right. A kid's diet might be more or less than 2,000 calories based on your age, which I kind of just said. Whether you're a boy or girl or how active you are. Likewise, kids may need more or less of a certain food components in nutrition, such as calcium and iron. You're growing, your bodies are growing, your minds are growing, all right? So it's a little bit different for you, all right? But kids can still get important information from food labels. They can get a general idea about what the foods contain, how much is in a serving, and how many calories are in a serving. Kids also can use labels to compare two foods. Which one has more fiber? Which one has more fat? Which one has more calories? The ingredient list is another important part of the label. Ingredients are listed in order so you can get to know how much of each ingredient of food is in the product. When something is listed first, second, or third, you know that this food probably contains a lot. So if it's listed first under ingredients, you know that that's probably the most, or that's in a product. So if you see flour is the first ingredient under a product, flour would be the number one ingredient in the product, followed by the second, which is the second most, and followed by the third. All right. Serving size, you'll see serving size in the product. I'm going to try to cruise a little bit faster here. Serving size on the side tells you how much of servings is in the product. This is very important because, and I always characterize this by, good product would be ice cream. Those of you that like a snack, not the healthiest of snacks, but if you scoop a thing of ice cream, one scoop could be a serving size. All right. Not all of us just take one scoop of ice cream. So when you throw 2 or 3 scoops, you know, your calories and your fat start to build up that you consumed. All right. And you start having to multiply how many calories you consume that given day or how much fat you took in that day. So there's a lot of things on nutrition facts label that I want you to be noted on. It's not just the serving size, but calories, fats, cholesterol, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, all right, are all on the products. What I want you to do for this week, all right, you're going to read both articles. Notice the first article was pretty simple. It was just about my plate. The second article is about food labels. And what I'd like for you to do is take a look at two products at home that you have, 2 foods. Maybe it's a cereal. Maybe it's a snack food. Compare the products. Look at the products. I want you to see which product is more healthy than the other. Look at the fat in each product. Look at the protein in each product. Go through everything. At the top, look where it says serving size. If it says serving size 3, all right, in the product, and your fat for the product is 2, then you would multiply 3 times 2, which would be your fat, okay? And again, it depends how many servings that you have, okay? Same thing with the rest of the product too. All right, if there's 20 calories in the product, all right, and there was 3 servings, all right, then you would have to do some multiplication to find out how many of, how much fat is in the product, all right? Since I'm not in front of you to do all this, I know this is very confusing. So what I will be doing, what I'd like for you to do is take a look at 2 different food products. I would stick with maybe a cereal and a snack food for comparison. I want you to do the best that you can to look at the product, come up with how much of each ingredient is in the product, or how much Mrs. Christensen is in here too. And do the very best to answer the Google form that you can possibly do. On the Google form, I will have 10 questions roughly. 3 of them ask for your name, your first name, your last name, and your grade level. And 7 other questions will ask about things that you know about the particular articles, okay? Sorry for the noise in the background. I hope this answers all your questions. If you have any other questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. I hope you learned something in health class this year. I know this is not ideal to be taught this way, but again, I'm doing the best that I can since I'm on this side of the computer and you're on that side. But again, read these 2 articles. Take a look at 2 different ingredient labels, and I have just a few questions on those labels. You do the best that you can to answer them, and turn in your Google form. All right. It was a pleasure teaching you this year. And again, this is the last week for health. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.